Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the United Star in another episode of the Fantasy Premier League with Shivan. And straight off the bat, the mini league at Manchester at the United Star is heating up, but KU's 11 is really taking the lead. He's got 815 points, and that's a massive points haul. So if you all want to join the action and challenge KU from winning this league, the links are in the description. Go and click on them, join the league. If you win, you get a jersey of your choice. Now, Shivan, let's get into game week 13. Christmas is here. We're going to be doing these videos almost every day now, it seems like. Uh, let's get straight into it, man. Captain's choices for this week. Not your favorite FPL player, but he seems like he is the sort of prime option this week.
Yeah, with Liverpool and Tottenham playing each other, that rules out Kane, Son, Salah as captain options, and I think Bruno's the number one option with them playing Sheffield United. Also, United have the most rest out of any team. They're playing last, I think, on Thursday night, the last kickoff. So you think Bruno will start and he'll be well rested compared to other teams who are playing Sunday, Wednesday, so they might be more tired. And Sheffield United look like the worst team in the league right now. They were terrible against Southampton. They've been terrible. They can't score, they can't even defend. I think United scored 6 goals against them last season in two fixtures. So you expect Bruno to do well, especially in away fixtures. He hasn't blanked even in one away fixture since coming into the Premier League in Jan. So he's the standard captaincy option. If you have him, definitely captain him.
Right. But Shivan, now, do you yet think he is overpriced? Do you yet think he is not consistent enough? Would you bring him into the team?
So when I had that opinion of Bruno being overpriced, it was because he was performing well in terms of FPL, but on the pitch he wasn't doing as well in terms of his numbers. But if you see the last 2-3 weeks, he's really changed that around. His numbers that he's posting have been incredible. He came on against West Ham and he broke the record of number of key passes in one half of football. He created like 8 chances. So on the pitch, he's making the difference as well. Also in terms of FPL points, he's not only relying on penalties this season. That's sort of become Mo Salah this season. He's become the Bruno Fernandes, the penalty merchant. But I think he's the best option, and he's worth his price now in FPL, I think.
Okay, okay. So Shivan's finally converted to. So are you bringing him in anytime soon, Shivan? And who's your second captaincy pick?
Second captaincy pick is Kevin De Bruyne. He looked great against United also, even though City didn't have that many chances. De Bruyne could have scored if not for that Maguire intervention, and he could have had an assist with Mahrez also. So I think West Brom at home, probably a relegation team. You expect De Bruyne to start, and he's done really well against Fulham and Burnley in the last two fixtures. I think he's got 24 points in 2 games at home. So De Bruyne should be on penalties, and he should be getting a double-digit haul against West Brom at home if he starts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, West Brom obviously is one of those other teams that are like Sheffield, look like they're destined for the championship next season,
Yeah.
and especially they are looking like they concede quite a few goals. Actually, with Sheffield, I think it's a little interesting because they've lost almost all their games with a one-goal margin, apart barring a couple. So I think they are doing decently. Maybe they're doing as well as they were doing last season, but the rub of the green is somehow going the other way, and maybe Dean Henderson is actually making a difference there.
No, they lost 3-0 yesterday against Southampton. And I think their morale is completely gone. And they've lost Jack O'Connell, they've lost Dean Henderson, they've lost some other important players. So I don't see them like they on this momentum lost like how Arsenal are for me as well, where they just can't seem to win. So I expect United to take charge of that and do really well.
Right. And Shivan, I think we both agreed on this before we started shooting this. Patrick Bamford, the best differential captain pick. I mean, last 2 3 weeks we've been calling it and it's been working. So this week Bamford against Newcastle
Yeah, you picked Vardy and Wilson the last 2 weeks, and I think it seems to
and
be a good
Kane for the North London derby.
and Kane. So you've done really well with your striker picks. So I think even this week, the striker picks, I think Newcastle have many people, many players out with COVID. I know they did really well against West Brom, but it was West Brom. They had Isaac Hayden playing a centre back, and they are really struggling in terms of their personnel. So a lead side under under Bielsa, who is so attacking, and he is playing that free flowing football where Bamford will get 2-3 chances, and we saw he can get a hat trick. He got a hat trick against Aston Villa, and I think give me 4 or 5. So this week at home under lights at Ellen Road, I think it'll be a great fixture, and maybe Bamford can score 2 goals or something like that. So definitely, if you don't have him in your team, look to get him in. And if you have, say, Kane, Son, or Salah, and you want a captain pick, Bamford's a great one.
But Shivan, I mean, we've done the captains. I just want to touch up on one player that many FPL managers had brought in, considering the sort of thick schedule of fixtures, and people saw him as a like-for-like replacement for Ziyech as well, me included.
Yeah.
Diego Jota is out for a month. Now, whom do you upgrade him to in his price category? And let's say if you have the funds, whom do you go to then? Like, who are your two or three midfield options for the next set of 4-5 games in the, let's say, 7 to 9.5 category?
So Jota's 6.9 million. So if you don't have any money in your bank, I think one of the best options, which has gone under the radar, is Jared Bowen from West Ham. I think the last 4 games he has 11 shots in the box and 11 chances created. Against United also he looked really good, and he got an assist I think against Leeds, and he's on a lot of set pieces as well. So he has Palace at home this week, and Palace are quite shaky defensively. So he's one option if you have no money in the bank. If you do have some money in the bank, I'd go for Jack Grealish as a little bit more expensive option. He has a good fixture at home to who is he playing this week? At home to Burnley, so that's a good fixture. Also, he has some double game weeks coming up because Aston Villa missed 2 fixtures against Newcastle and the first game because of the season. Otherwise, if you want to go more expensive, I'd go to someone. If you can stretch to Heung-min Son, who's 9.5 million, definitely go for that. Or an outside shout can be one of the Chelsea boys. So Pulisic or Havertz, they are around 8 million. I know this is a differential because they aren't really starting, but with Ziyech out injured, with Hudson-Odoi out injured, one of these will start, and Chelsea are looking like a great attack. So these can be nice differential options.
Right, Shivan, I just want to throw two more names at you and then we'll close this. What
Yeah.
about Riyad Mahrez, one? And secondly, Marcus Rashford. If you cannot afford Bruno Fernandes, would Marcus Rashford be a consideration at 9.4?
If you can't afford Bruno Fernandes and if you want to play around 9.4, I'd go for Heung-min Son over Marcus Rashford. He looks like more of a goal threat. But if you
But
already have
Son
Son in your
Shivan is
team,
9.6, right?
okay, so if you only can afford up to 9.4, yeah, Marcus Rashford's a good option because I think they have good fixtures and he's looked better over the last few games with Bruno coming back into the team, with Cavani in the team, and he's moved more to the left-hand side compared to playing as a striker with when Martial and Cavani were out. And with Tellez also coming in, there's some width, so Rashford's not really hugging the touchline, he's getting into the box more. So he's a good option. Who's the first player you mentioned?
Riyad Mahrez.
Mahrez, I think, is a great pick, but the only problem is rotation for Pep. So for City, you know that they have Torres, they have Foden, they have Sterling, they have Bernardo, they have Mahrez. They have literally 5 players for 2 slots. So if you have a good bench, then definitely go for Mahrez. He'll be a great differential, and he'll be getting you points if he starts. But predicting those starts are the problem.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think Pep Roulette is obviously a big problem. So
Yeah.
you've heard it, guys. Siobhan thinks, I mean, Bruno Fernandes seems to be the no-brainer option. If you have Kevin De Bruyne, go with Kevin De Bruyne. If you don't have either, Patrick Bamford, a lot of managers own him. I think he could get a couple of goals against Newcastle. I think it's going to be a prehistoric football versus modern football in Newcastle versus Leeds. So we'll find out what happens. Let us know what you think. Who are your captain picks? And we'll see you all again in a couple of days because the game weeks are coming thick and fast. Just a reminder, the game week deadline is on Tuesday evening if you are in sort of the UK, or it's Tuesday night if you're in India at 10. It's 9 o'clock in India, I think,
Yeah.
9:30 in India Tuesday night. So watch out for that. Don't miss the deadline. And we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Shivan, for joining. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all soon.
Okay.